Greetings, I am Etherion, and this is Transmission. This song is about a moment many people experience but few know how to describe. It is the moment when something inside you begins to speak louder than the noise around you. Not a voice of fear, not a voice of pressure, not the voice of the world telling you who you are supposed to be, but a deeper signal, a signal beneath the doubt, beneath the old pain, beneath the beliefs you inherited before you were old enough to question them. Transmission begins with a whisper under the noise, because awakening does not always begin loudly. Sometimes it begins as a feeling, a quiet discomfort, a sense that the life you are living is smaller than the life you were meant for, a knowing that there is more inside you than survival, routine, and fear. The song says, "You are not defeated, you are forgotten," and that is important. Because many people believe they are broken. But what if you are not broken? What if you have simply forgotten your strength, forgotten your purpose, forgotten that your identity is not the same thing as your fear? Transmission is about remembering. It is about hearing the truth again after years of silence. The truth that you were never made for a prison. Not a prison of shame, not a prison of doubt, not a prison built from someone else's opinion of who you should be. You were made to become whole. And this message matters in everyday life, because every day people walk into rooms carrying invisible walls. A wall that says, "I am not enough." A wall that says, "It is too late." A wall that says, "This is just who I am." But transmission challenges that. It asks, can you hear the signal beyond the wall? Can you hear the part of yourself that still believes, the part that still hopes, the part that has not given up, even if it has been quiet for a long time? The signal is not somewhere far away. It is not outside you. It is alive in your choices, in the moment you decide to think differently, in the moment you stop calling fear wisdom, in the moment you stop wearing limitation like a name. This song is not saying life is easy. It is saying you are deeper than the difficulty. It is saying your wounds do not have to remain wounds. They can become light. They can become wisdom. They can become compassion. They can become the doorway back to who you truly are. Transmission is the first call. It is the sound of truth returning, the sound of the forgotten self waking up, the sound of something ancient inside you becoming light again. So, when you hear this song, do not only listen to the music, listen for the signal beneath it, the signal that says, you are not finished, you are not powerless, you are not what fear told you to become. You are still becoming, you are still remembering. And if you can hear the transmission, then the signal is already alive in you.